If you clicked on this video because your aim looks like this and you're having an issue with your sensitivity every day, stay till the end of the video to end up shooting like this by following the simple steps that I will give you. What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video where I teach you guys how to improve on R6. For all the new viewers, my name is Jeff Sicko. I am a top controller champion who has competed against the best of the best and beated them and won multiple tournaments. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to find your perfect sensitivity, since I know a lot of you guys seem to struggle with that, especially the newcomers. So today we'll be covering everything from vertical and horizontal, recoil control, tracking and flicking, and a secret thing that a lot of these pros do not tell you. But without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, step one will be finding your vertical and horizontal sensitivity. But the question you want to ask yourself is, do I want to play on slow SENS or do I want to play on fast SENS? Which one are you more comfortable on? And if you're not, I'm going to be giving you both of my settings on slow and on fast, and I'm going to be giving my pros and cons on them, and you can decide whether or not you like it or not, and from there you can go and figure out your sensitivity. But here are some of my clips on slow SENS. Okay, the benefits to slow SENS. So slow SENS actually made my crosshair placement a lot more precise, and it felt like the best it ever was, actually. Recoil was a lot easier, and the game in general just felt very, very simple. On slow SENS, it felt as if I knew what to look at, and it's very contrary to fast SENS, but we'll get into that later. But it's a lot more consistent, it's a lot easier to warm up, and when you get on the game, you don't feel as if you need a bunch of time to lock in and feel good. On slow SENS, it felt as if all I needed to do was warm up my fingers and get my fingers moving, and then I can immediately hop into a game and shoot as if nothing has changed. But the cons of being on slow SENS was that sometimes your aim will feel stiffer than usual, and sometimes when you get used to the sensitivity, the SENS doesn't feel as slow as it used to, and it might feel a little bit faster, which is a little weird because you feel as if you're playing slow SENS, but it feels different in game. And there were some shots that you couldn't hit, like let's say you were on the ACOG and someone swings you up close. If you tried flicking, sometimes it'd be a lot difficult compared to how it would be on fast SENS, but it's something you have to learn. You just have to learn to un-ADS instead of just flicking on the ACOG like you would on fast SENS. But besides that, slow SENS as a whole, I would rate it pretty highly. I think it makes the game super easy, super simple, and on a controller, it probably is the best way to go. But I'll be getting into my reasonings on fast SENS. I will be talking about the benefits on fast SENS. In my opinion, a fast sensitivity, your peak is a lot higher than it would be on slow SENS. I feel like on slow SENS, you're stuck at a certain skill because there's only so much you could do, but obviously the consistency and the skill that you will have will be up there. But I just feel like fast SENS can give you that little edge that will push you a bit forward. But this is my current fast sensitivity. I play 4090 5.5, and my ADS is 2239. So it's not the fastest ever, but you know, it's pretty up there. And now the reason I play fast SENS compared to slow SENS now is because slow SENS just felt too boring for me, and I wanted to get on the game and be able to do things that I couldn't on slow SENS. Slow SENS was just too easy, and I know I'm really complaining about nothing here, but as a content creator, I just felt like it'd be more fun to play a faster SENS and something that would make me actually put time into the game to stay good at. On slow SENS, I feel like I could take breaks and come back like nothing ever happened. But yeah, so at the end of the day, oh, I didn't even tell you guys my slow SENS. I'll edit that in there. Yeah, so at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, do I want to play a fast or a slow sensitivity? And whatever you decide on, you go from there, following the steps I will give you guys after this. To furthermore with vertical and horizontal, what I've always done with my sensitivities is go up or down by 2. So I'd go like this, or I'd go like that, or I'd go like this, and I go like that. That's just how I work. I believe that's the best way to do it. So for vertical, you got to make sure that the vertical isn't fighting you. You want to keep it to where you barely have to pull down and just keep it like that. So let's say I'm playing on 30. If I were to play, I believe that you should only go from 30 to 40. Mingo plays 33, you guys can also give that a shot. Glybo plays 38, you guys can also give that a shot. Even 35 is fine. I just play 40 now. I played 30 before as well. But let's see. You see how I shoot above the head now? That means on 30 I have to pull down harder, which isn't an issue. You could get used to it. I didn't mind 30 when I played on it. I felt like my recoil was great. Now going to 33, you see how it's just a little bit under? But this is all something that you need to get used to, whatever you're comfortable on. If I wanted to, I could be comfortable on this. Like, it's really easy, but I'm just showing you off muscle memory. You see, that's me, like, trying to control 33. It's just a matter of getting used to, but I'm pulling down harder than normally. And so on and so on. But I play 40. That's what I'm used to now. And I barely have to pull down. Bad recoil, bad recoil. But you guys get the idea. I'm kind of just half-assing it, trying to explain it to you guys. I'll try when I need to. But yeah, so make sure you figured that out. And when it comes to horizontal, what I like to do is be able to track between doors like this when swinging, because sometimes you'll swing on ADS and you gotta like be able to have a steady movement when clearing rooms on ADS, and you gotta be able to spin properly like that. So a good way to know whether the horizontal is good for you is just mess around with it like that, and then if it feels too fast or too slow, you up it or lower it down by 2. That's what I do. First things first, once you get that out of the way, what I'd like you guys to come do is figure out whether you can track or not on this sensitivity. And the same thing goes for your ACOG or for your 1.0 scope. Go up or down by 2 if needed. But, oh, sorry, I didn't even show you guys the settings. My bad. So what I like to do is, when practicing my tracking, is going into options. I'll let you guys have a look at this. Copy this right here. And then I'm going to want you guys to do just as I am going to do and track their heads. I just want you to track as they walk. And if you find yourself stumbling behind, or if you find yourself moving too fast, far ahead, I want you to go up or down by 2. But this is all I do. I'll track like this. Just like that. And that's how I figure out my sensitivity, whether I like it or not. And that's another way you can practice flicking, which is the next thing I'll be going into talking about. I like to track them like this. And then as they pass by, I'll flick onto the other head. That way you can practice your little minor flicks. That's another way I like to figure it out, if whether it's good or not. And I also like to do this. Come like here and flick onto doors. And if it feels right, then it feels right. But like I said, I already have my sensitivity figured out. So this is something that you will just have to do and add the up to or down to, etc., etc. So those are my 2 ways of figuring out whether my tracking and if my flicking is good. Okay, once you figured out your sensitivity and you figured out the vertical and horizontal and tested out your tracking and flicking, what I like to do to make sure that I got the perfect sensitivity for me, copy these settings, is go into here, into the shooting range, and do exactly just what I'm gonna do, which is just shoot at them, because I believe that it practices my flicks, my recoil control, and my crosshair placement. And this is how I know whether a sensitivity is good or not, because if I'm able to do this, if you're able to do this on a consistent manner, then you know it's meant to be. So I've been playing on my sensitivity, how long now? Maybe 3 months now. And surely there's days where I, feel off, or it doesn't feel as it usually does. And something you guys got to get across your head is, you're not going to feel the same every day, man. You are human, all right? Like, at the end of the day, your game sense is going to carry you, your position's going to carry you. Your aim doesn't have to be spot on every single day, but there's going to get to a point where 99% of the time, it will be good. and it will be fine. But most of the time, you will have that 1% where you whiff and have terrible aim, and that's because you're human and we are using our thumbs to aim. We aren't on the mouse, alright? We gotta be realistic here. Things happen, man. Just because you have a bad day at the office, don't change your sensitivity. You gotta stick through it, bro. You gotta see it all the way through. The consistency will come, alright? Slumps happen, bad days happen. It is what it is. Get over it, alright? When you find the sensitivity, whether it's mine, whether it's yours, stick to it, alright? And if 2 months you've been on it, 2-3 months, and you feel as if you're getting nowhere, you haven't been improving, you haven't been hitting certain shots that you should be, you can try something new out. But if it's working out for you, if there's some days where, damn, you just can't miss a single shot, and then the next day you kind of feel a little iffy, it is what it is, bro. Just keep moving forward. That's how it is. Now, for my last piece of advice, it's going to be a control freak. Control freak are these little bad boys right here. Once I bought these, my aim and my recoil control and my crosshair placement as a whole improved drastically, and I believe it is definitely something worth investing into. I think they're only about $12 maybe, I'm not sure, but use my code JeffSicko with 2 O's for 12% off. I use a Galaxy Control Freak. There's also these Infernos. I personally prefer the Galaxies. I believe they're a lot smoother and they're a lot better. So yeah, Galaxy Control Freak is what I use on my right stick. If you guys would like to test it out, go ahead and buy it. Link will be in my bio. Link will be in my comment section. Let me know if you purchase these, and let me know if you use my code. But yeah, appreciate you guys, for everyone who tuned into this video. Let me know what you guys would like me to cover next. I will be sticking to informational videos a lot more from here on out. I appreciate all the support and all the love you guys have shown. Thank you guys so much for getting us to 18K. We're about to hit 19K. Make sure you guys have a wonderful day, and I'm out. Love y'all.